If you believe that your jobs can be replaced by AI, maybe you should be quitting your job like that.
Welcome back to another episode of BloomrPulse. I am Chow, and with me today are three very argumentative people. Here they are. Are you guys ready to fight it out?
What? Huh?
You see, the thing is, today we're going to do a little bit of a twist to our BloomrPulse episodes.
Okay.
We're having a debate. But before we jump into that, let's have a quick introduction.
Hi, I'm Fauzi. A lot of people would say that I am rather smart, but I would say I'm only very good at convincing people of my point of view.
Hi, I'm Leah. I'm also quite good at convincing people. My mom used to say that when I was younger, I can probably be a lawyer because I will just fight until I win the case. So good luck today, everybody.
Hi, I'm Liang. I would like to say that I have done debates before, but only on topics I really care about.
So we're going to jump into it. We're talking about AI today. I think a lot of the discussion on social media is already about AI. We see AI here, AI there. In fact, Google I.O. was just announced a few days ago. And during that entire session, I think AI was probably mentioned over 100 times.
Yeah.
Just the term AI. The statement that we are going to debate on today is, I will be rendered obsolete by artificial intelligence in 3 years' time. So we're split into two teams. First is Liang and I, and we have Fauzi and Leah as well. So we're going to be the team that is for the statement, the affirmative team. And you will be the negative team.
Yeah.
Each of the team will have 5 minutes to present their arguments, and Liang and I will start first.
So on the topic of AI, right, it's everywhere. And recently we saw that OpenAI announced GPT-4 Omni. Okay, so it's you can do simultaneous translations. You can talk to it. The voice is quite realistic. And that brings me to my point. If it can produce such a realistic sounding voice, why not replace DJs completely? And I think it's a possibility. So I did some research, and not only are millions of jobs going to be taken over by AI in the next decade or so, actually in the next few years, right, we're going to see more and more of radio GPT. Have you guys heard of radio GPT?
No.
Yeah, neither have I. So I went to do some research, and I found out this technology has been here for the past year or so, developed by OpenAI and another company using GPT-3, and now we're on to 4.0 already. So this radio GPT, what it does is it can produce a realistic sounding voice and use it to say whatever you want that AI voice to say with no rest, because it's a computer, right? And then there are radio stations all over the world starting to use this technology. There's a French language radio station called Color 3 that we're using this to present news and airing music produced by computers completely. Okay, moving on, there's also a station somewhere in Portland, with US and other areas, Canada as well.
Say where?
And then
Just there.
Around.
around just
somewhere.
It's not a geography test. And then they have this technology as well. It can generate different voices, and you know what? The best part is, right, they can actually tell you all the trivia questions you want to know about this song that's being played right now. That's something that's going to be quite tough for us to do. If I want to tell you more about this song, let's say by Dua Lipa today, I have to go and physically Google what's about this song.
Yeah.
But the AI can tell you all the answers instantly, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
And then the closest place that has developed this technology and has been using it is Malaysia. So they use this technology, they created a completely AI artificial DJ who has already done her own show.
Oof.
And then the AI is able to produce social posts on its own.
Oh.
So not only did the AI DJ did her own show, she also went on to do a social media post for herself to congratulate herself for completing her first solo shift. She's like, yay, how was that, guys? You like that?
That's pretty cool. That's
Okay.
crazy. That's
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
To add on to that, so when I was first starting out radio, a lot of my issues was multitasking and managing all the buttons, what to
Ooh,
press, and
definitely.
learning the systems. But an AI would be a lot more productive in being able to do this instantly. So the learning curve is almost zero.
Yeah.
It is that quick. So what that leads to is really AI being a lot more productive than labor and humans,
Yep.
because not just in the radio industry, they are more precise and more cost effective overall. So that
For
leads
sure.
to things like no human errors. And even in the industry such as banking, HSBC has been using AI to run anti-money laundering surveillance programs because they're just so much more accurate. And when it comes down to that, of course, other industries like your manufacturing supply chains, they are a lot more precise in able to, I guess, detect changes in important things like temperature, air pressure, which are all very crucial in supply chains. Yeah. So repetitive tasks, I think people are generally aware that these can eventually be replaced. In fact, I would think in more recent years, even within the next couple of months, because companies are all already working towards that. And a lot of the reason why the adoption is so fast and so strong is because on a more macro perspective, I think the world definitely is moving towards a very digital landscape, right? We're all so digitalized already, but we are in a developed country. But what about all the developing countries? They've got so much more potential for that. All the economies will not stop developing. It's just going to keep going. Like, we are living in a grind.
Right.
And AI integration is just inevitable. For them to be more cost effective, they will adopt AI. So a company like Dropbox, they laid off 16% of their workforce earlier this year, and they said that they're not going to replace the staff. They're actually going to use the money and invest in AI instead, because they're all working towards that.
I think the key point here is we're looking back at this statement, right? And while we agree with some of your points about AI replacing some jobs, I think it's very it's very completely
I know, I made some good points.
agreeable, right?
Yeah.
That the fact of the matter is some labor-intensive jobs will definitely be replaced by technology, and it's not something new.
Yeah,
all right,
for
this has
sure.
been happening since the Industrial Revolution, where machines did replace, some labor-intensive jobs, because that's how the world works, guys.
We need to progress.
Exactly. What
Yeah.
are we waiting for, right?
Oh.
So instead of just being afraid of AI, yeah, we should embrace it, I agree. But at the same time, we are not going to say that it's going to completely replace us, right? Because if we completely agree with these jobs, right, or this statement rather, we're going to say that human beings are not creative enough to adapt, Are we so pessimistic about our abilities? If you think about it, right, who created AI in the first place? It's a human being, okay?
True.
So we are truly the master of our life, okay? I want to take you way back into the past. Back in the prehistoric times, when the cavemen found fire first. Did they just panic and burn to death? They did not.
Maybe they did once or
Maybe
twice.
so.
Maybe they did.
You know what, natural
but
selection.
they made a mistake maybe, but they learned from it.
Correct.
All right? And I
Alright.
think that is the key thing about AI. Yes, a new technology has come into play. Are we going to let it never mind lah, let them run the world. What we're going to do is just die. AI actually can be a tool that helps us work better and more efficiently. Jobs like teachers, healthcare professionals, or therapists. These are jobs that require some sort of human touch. And you may agree that some of these jobs can be eased with, some form of technology or even AI, certain things that in terms of research, educational material. These roles, right, where teachers, healthcare professionals can focus more on the interaction with the people. As radio DJs also Chow already said there are certain things that she was stressing about. Can you imagine if we left you to do the creative part, about the talking, but everything else about the technology, let computers run that? Because I feel like as radio DJs, there's some part about the human appeal and you also connecting with people. It's different, right? You cannot get a robot to connect with your listeners, right?
I feel like the point about that you mentioned that there's a whole radio show that is completely done by AI and everything. I think that's quite interesting, and honestly, it puts a perspective on things that a whole radio show can be done through AI. But the thing is that what is a radio DJ's job also? Like your job also, you all have to do other things besides just talking on the radio, right? You all do hosting, you all have personality.
Correct.
Like, I mean, you just post an AI picture post and then their caption is like something that's super unrelatable. Nobody will really relate to that particular character also.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel that people need to resonate with like an actual human being's like experiences. I also think that like what Fauzi said, it's not about replacing jobs. It's more so like making jobs easier. So for example, there are some tools that I've used that are enhanced with AI for, like tedious jobs like doing subtitles.
Oh,
for, like, your
absolutely,
videos.
girl. I love that.
Yeah, and it's like they have like apps that they can just generate. They basically at TikTok, they generate the captions
Shout
for
out,
you.
man. Shout outs to CapCut.
And like, and then not only just that, they have this thing called Smart Trim now.
Oh, yes.
Which is, I have not really tried it, but it's quite crazy that they even would like to like cut down the video to like what is ideal or what they think is ideal for you. But at the end of the day, it's still a learning process, right? They can't just do it exactly how you want it.
Correct.
I have a video editor, for example, right? Even if he uses these tools, it doesn't render his work obsolete because he still has to have a perspective and be objective about like the content that is put out, right? So it's just making the work easier. But I agree with them, like yes, some hard labor jobs are to be replaced. It doesn't mean that. I think it gives opportunity for more creative jobs to come around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Okay, that's it. That's about it. Okay, thank you very much.
The
Shut me
buzzer
down
went
again.
off. Our yappers kept going.
Hey, go.
Honestly, there's so many points we haven't even
I
talked
know.
about.
So that's like
Yeah,
our
it's
starting argument from both sides, right?
Yeah.
And
for
now
sure.
it's going to be the fighting phase, like, is it?
Now we're going to move on to a discussion round where we're going to basically debate with no barriers, just free for all. Be nice.
Eh?
Oh no.
Be nice.
Discussion.
Nice lah. Yeah.
But very nice.
Yeah, y'all go first. That's why it'll be very nice.
Okay.
Alright.
Right.
Okay, so on the note about you sharing that people cannot be replaced because there's a certain human touch to it, it has been shown that time and time again that humans have been able to form emotional connections with non-human beings. So, say for example, chatbots. Yes.
He's shocked.
He's a shock.
Wait, we're burying the chat box now.
I was like, good point.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
On my team.
Go on.
Okay.
Go.
In fact, most recently when ChatGPT-4 was just announced, if you've seen videos of how they are able to see with the camera, describe people, describe environments, connect, and even feel embarrassment, be able to express that and have all these
Sarcasm.
emotions. Yes. Able to carry all these very human traits, right? And I feel like right now, it's just not conventional for humans to talk about relationships with robots. But if you look at forums like Reddit, like Quora, people are already discussing relationships with chatbots because they just haven't found the outlet to discuss this in a more socially acceptable way.
You know, actually, I think it's quite interesting, right? Because sometimes you feel like you haven't met the right person, and then one day you start talking to a chatbot, and the chatbot knows exactly what you want to talk about, all the topics you're interested in. So is the chatbot, right? And it knows exactly how you want to be answered to, and knows exactly what you want to talk about every single day.
Yes.
They can read your mood because they know who you are. They know what to recommend you for a book, activity,
You're
songs.
very ChatGPT.
Maybe lah.
Yeah.
At this point, I think the basis of your argument here is the fact that we are going to rely on things as a complete replacement.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter is, we agree that there is some things that maybe we can replace. But think about being a teacher, for example. Let's say if you were to replace a teacher with just a robot who would be able to give you the right answers at all times. What we're missing out on is the socialization as individuals, as human beings, right? Do you want to live in a world, right, where everybody is just living in their rooms
And
in a
only
pod?
interact with robots.
Yeah. Like, would that be like so sad? And I would literally be depressed. Actually, then you would have no job.
Yeah.
Think about it. Would you want your job to be replaced by a robot?
I don't think it's
No, I don't think it's a matter
we
of
want
want or
it.
not.
It's
Yeah.
about what's going to happen.
Okay.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you know, actually on that
Go
point,
for
right?
it, Miss Leah.
Okay, I will. So on that point when you mentioned talking to robots and
Yes.
everything, I actually tried it out recently, and
Yes.
it's with a language kind of robot, and you can interact with this AI like characters, and then they talk to you in the language you want to learn. And all you need to do is press the voice, like the microphone. You say a sentence in a language, they can easily respond back. They even can ha ha ha, oh my god, 我也喜欢. You know what I mean? Like they also like
我也喜欢.
got personality one. So I totally understand where you're
They're
coming
arguing
from.
for us now.
No,
Yes.
no,
Yeah.
There's a
Running
point.
okay, go on.
There's a point to
my
it.
point is that I'm also studying Korean, and I'm studying with an online tutor as well. And the interactions are completely different because when you do it with a robot, they don't give their own input. They only respond to whatever you are saying.
Right.
So the conversations gets redundant after a while. So at one point, I was just talking about like how I like spicy food, and then you kept going on, what kind of spicy food do you like? Do you like this kind of spicy food? How spicy do you like it? It's very like
Repetitive.
But
I
when
think
it's a
because
robot.
it looks out for the keywords and whatever
Correct.
you feed it, right? So at the
Correct.
moment, the AI is learning to read whatever you're feeding it. But
Correct.
that's the thing, AI is learning.
No, but
if it has the
like-
ability to learn, like you say, caveman, they learn when they see how to make fire, right? Then they get shocked for the first time. So it's AI. When it makes a mistake, you tell them what to do after a few tries. They know that this is the right direction I want to go. They start linking things together, and they see something that humans can see, which is patterns. We see patterns. We understand that this is the way you should respond to a social situation. This is the way you should respond when you see a certain question that rises up. And the AI can see it too because, you know, now generative AI, right? If it has the ability to learn, and it can learn with all the database in the world at its fingertips, right? Wouldn't it be learning at such a faster pace than human beings? Like, you got to read all the books in the library, you got to search up every single day.
Yes.
You got to search academic journals for, like, let's say you got cancer issues. You want to learn more about cancerous cells. But the AI can just search online and see and cross-reference all the different medicinal journals and see what is reliable, what is not. So-
100%.
Yep.
That's the thing. But I feel like the bot was going to me on about chili for like 20 minutes. And I'm like,
So you were stuck there
It
lah.
was stuck. So that's the problem. Like it takes time for it to learn,
That's
right?
right,
And then
yep.
also maybe in doing research, like what you mentioned, research 100%, like AI will be like super helpful.
Yep.
But in having conversations and having like that kind of personal touch interactions. Like I talked to my Korean teacher, right? Like we talked about the chili for 1 minute. We can talk about this chili with this food, and then we go on to this cuisine, this culture, other things, right? But this bot cannot do that. Like they cannot
So the
branch out
bot
to that.
stays on task.
But
humans get distracted, right?
But are you learning by staying on the task for 20 minutes? You know?
Yeah.
So
I think, it's kind of like you think about how AI works, right? AI works on set systems and set kind of flows of conversations, right? So any nuances in conversations, they don't often
can't pick up. Yeah.
So these are the things that I feel like will not replace human beings completely. For sure, and I agree that, eventually maybe in 20 years, 50 years, not 3 years. The statement is 3 years, right?
years.
And I think it's a very
See, now
soon
we're
amount of time. We shouldn't be afraid of AI and in fact learn on how to
Embrace it.
adapt, right? As human beings, right, again, adaptability is one of the things that we have. In fact, like all the species of animals, right? That's the ability to learn and respond to stimuli, right?
Evolution.
Exactly.
But it took
Thank
them
you.
millions of years, but AI is taking like 1 year
Yeah.
at a time.
I mean,
Just saying.
I agree. Yeah.
Chow wants to
Yeah.
say something.
I really agree that humans adapt and learn as well, but the thing is AI does it at such a rapid pace, a lot more faster than humans. And that alone makes it just way more productive compared to any human being. Say, for example, in the most layman way, humans need to sleep and eat. So when humans are resting, AI is working and learning.
You're an MC, you're choking. No one only choking. Every day there.
Okay.
But I think that alone would therefore show that the pace at which AI is going to develop, right now we don't know how fast that's going to be. So 3 years could also be a feasible timeline.
Right. I want to share something interesting. So you mentioned about the personal touch part, right?
Yes.
Like DJ, we listen for your personalities and your voice. So you know that AI can recreate videos, images, and also voices.
Yeah.
So you've heard like those fake songs on TikTok, right?
Yeah,
People
yeah.
use AI to remix it, right?
Yeah.
And about the station in US in Portland that I mentioned earlier, they actually did the same thing. They replicated one of their DJ's voices and they used the voice to generate a bunch of texts and text-to-speech, and they said it out loud on air, and people thought that it was the actual DJ. So they couldn't really tell the difference, even though it was in a first learning stage of that AI.
That's
so
very
imagine one
scary.
day it copies your entire personality, it listens to thousands of hours of your talk sets, your podcasts, and it realizes that, okay, let's say someone throws a joke at you, how would you answer that joke? It knows that for sure you as a person, based on pattern, you will answer it with sarcasm. And they will try to do the same thing.
But I feel like for, like radio DJs and stuff, maybe for like a show, it's more scripted. You have to follow like a set, like, okay, this one we have a little advertisement, and then this portion we have a song and things like that. But like when you're doing hosting in real life and stuff, it's more like opinion. It's more like you have to show your character. So imagine they do the show for you and whatever, right? Then
She say
you
no
can go,
character.
you can go be busy doing other things and earning more money. So you
Truly
earn
that.
money from the show, but you earn money doing other things. It's multitasking. You can do
I
like,
love
yeah.
that.
So you like,
No.
it's a value add, right? I feel like you can do one
way.
job.
No jobs.
Like you can do like 3 other jobs at the same time because the AI is helping
Exactly.
you do one job, and
Yes.
the radio show is
So-
still paying you
so
for
see,
loading.
this is actually true.
Yeah.
Right now, what people are doing is they're actually selling their likeness to companies. And
Okay.
companies will use human likeness in forms of different personalities, even some Singaporean personalities. You can go look that up. They're using their face, their voice. If I'm not wrong, Gurmit Singh is on this.
Oh, yeah.
And they're creating ads out
I've
of
seen
these.
those.
Oh, I've seen those.
Out of basically the license to use their face.
Correct.
And what that leads to is that people cannot tell what's real and what's not. And you can basically continue using your face, right? Even when this person is sick, not able to work, on holiday, they can still have this as a tool that will be working.
So it is working for you at the moment, right? Because it's using your likeness to help you, let's say, multitask. It can host your radio shows for you 24/7, and then you could be hosting a live event outside.
Yeah.
And then one day when the technology gets matured enough, right, they can just move that part over to the outdoor event as well. And then there you have no job left, right? Okay, moving on.
The
One more
robot
thing.
gonna look like you, man. No, you gotta
I
create
think-
a
No,
robot
I'm pretty
like
sure
that.
they can do it.
They can do it.
They can do
they've
it.
actually already created a robot that was too human-like that they want to make more permutations of this because the humanness of it was freaking people out. Mika is a humanoid robot that was developed and it resembles human beings. It's able to recognize faces, recognize voices, recognize different objects around the room, and have proper conversations with people. So this was, I think, one of the first times they did this, and this can be replicated, and they're still improving and changing this. So when they buy the likeness of a personality, right, maybe down the road they are able to get the license to use that likeness and change them into a robot.
So there's a lot of voiceover talents who are being grossly underpaid for whatever they're doing. They prepare for hours and they read out something with a lot of emotion. But then one day we realize that, you know what, the client can get the AI to do it with a fraction of the time
Yeah.
and at a fraction of the cost with no mistakes at all.
Yep.
And then one day you realize that, oh, what about those who are really well known in the industry? They're being paid a lot, right? It's worth their time. But turns out they say that, you know what, we can cut costs just by getting an AI to do the same job because we already got a license for their voices. And then you also realize that what if you have a DJ who knows exactly what you want to listen to every single day? Because what kind of radio listener are you? Sometimes I ask myself also,
I don't.
thank you. There goes my job, lah. My job, not lost to AI, but to him. No, but the thing is, let's say today you're tuning in for the radio personality, then fine, you want to hear how this person cracks jokes or whatever, right? Shares the local news. But let's say you're just like a casual listener, you're driving your car, you just want to tune to some light-hearted music. And then the DJ plays something that's like totally not suited to your taste. And you switch radio station. And you switch and you switch and you switch. You can't find something that you like. But the AI DJ knows exactly what you want to hear. Hey, you like this one. You like
I was going to say, at this point, just use Spotify playlist.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, but imagine this.
Sorry.
Imagine this. There's someone that is almost like your personal assistant talking to you about things that you care about. So topics of your interest, discussing with you about that.
Correct.
And at the same time playing music that you like.
and telling you more about the song that you like. Imagine you're just listening to Spotify, right? Then they tell you that, okay, next song is this. But now they tell you that, did you know that this person is coming to Singapore for a concert next year? And then this is like part of the tour. What is the main topic going to be? And like, oh, so interesting. Like, imagine they tell you Taylor Swift spotted with a boyfriend at MBS. And you're,
Now
oh,
I
wow.
feel like developing this.
Yeah, I feel like.
Whose job is that in the first place to tell me these things? That they created a job for the AI, you know? In that sense, because no one was going to tell me this.
Me lah, the DJ lah.
Exactly.
The DJ going to tell you what?
So it'll be a replacement because people no longer will be listening to traditional.
Yeah,
Sure.
because usually we are the ones telling you more about the trivia of this song or whatever, right?
Let's acknowledge, there is that possibility that you might be jobless in like 3 years.
Thank you.
I feel like the point about the voice
I've won by what cost?
No, I think,
the voiceover actor one actually like totally makes sense because
Yeah,
like,
agree.
But the thing is, you buy the license to use your voice, you still get paid.
At the end of the day, it's like, how are you going to actually deal with the fact that it might replace your job?
Yeah.
All right? I think that to me, at the end of the day, is the most important. Are we going to just let AI take over and just say goodbye to our lives? Let's educate ourselves and find jobs that will actually be more purposeful in the future.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel like that alone acknowledges that there are jobs that are going to be replaced.
Oh, but the point is, yes, there are jobs going to be replaced, but at the same time, are we,
It's not
as,
100%
are we as human
replaceable.
beings going to be obsolete?
Yeah.
That is the question of the statement today, right?
Which is
are
no.
we going to be obsolete? The fact of the matter is, we won't what?
Yeah.
It's like if we were obsolete, like, then might as well we just end the world now,
Yeah,
right?
and then
There's no point in living already, what?
And the point is that you say humans created AI, right?
Correct.
At the end of the day, would the humans let the AI overrule them or create it, make them
iRobot.
smart enough to like
Terminator.
literally, you know, like the movies, and then suddenly like the robot got a mind of its own. I don't think we are stupid enough to go and do that. Such
I
that we can take
feel
over
like I trust and believe, right,
in whoever's making these robots.
that we have the ability to control
Yeah.
what we can and how we can use AI.
For sure.
And I think
Correct.
human beings, again, we must give them a little bit more credit lah.
I think there
Like,
will be checks and balances.
for sure.
course.
Until it
But I
becomes
feel
Age of Ultron.
Yes.
And then,
100%. And if
But
you look,
iRobot freaks me out, man.
yeah.
I mean, true.
Robot, right?
It's so scary.
I would love to meet Megan.
Oh,
I want to be friends with her.
I forgot her name.
Megan, the show, you know the Megan?
oh
the
Megan.
movie?
No, why would you want that? It's like a killer robot.
She's not killer. She was a killer because there was something that happened. But the point of the matter here is that are we as human beings going to be obsolete in 3 years' time? I don't agree. But how are we going to deal with the fact that AI is going to come and it is going to develop even further?
Yeah.
What we really need to focus on is just the idea of education lah. How are we
For
going to
sure.
educate people into thinking that AI is not going to, replace us completely? Yeah, maybe there's some jobs that we won't be able to do as much as we used to.
But it also creates new jobs.
Exactly.
No? Yeah.
It creates more new jobs, and it's things that, like, data science. And I feel like this is normal for again, it is a pattern that you see
Yep.
in the world. Social media, for example, right? We all started with like Facebook, but things change and things adapt. And we, as people, adapt and we learn how to use these platforms in different ways. We must have a little bit more hope in understanding that AI, yes, it's going to be there, but how are we going to ensure that we stay ahead of AI? is through education, is through training, is through making sure that people don't see AI as a something to be feared. It should be something to be
used and taken advantage of for your own benefit.
correct. Work
You know?
hand in hand with
Yeah.
it, guys. In good conscience, I cannot agree fully to the statement, because if I did agree with that, I am acknowledging the fact that human beings are such limited beings that we cannot learn and change. All right? I feel like if that is how the world is, I'd be sad. I wouldn't even be sitting here.
Real.
Right?
I agree. I do agree. I think that humans.
You should
will-
agree and then full stop. say.
Nah, but I think definitely when it comes to education and training, so I just want to shout out to Singapore, because I think Singapore
Correct.
is always the forefront in
Thank you.
adapting and growing.
Come on,
right?
Skills Future.
Yes, so they've actually put
my
so
God,
many.
thank you for the
like, this is
$500.
not even an ad, but
It's not.
Singapore is so cool because they put in so many grants and so much investment into just enhancing people's skills and knowledge about AI. So even students, they've invested $20 million
Correct.
to enhance AI practitioner training for students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Students.
Yeah.
That's crazy because
No, it's important.
it is important.
Yeah.
It's just to keep everybody relevant and
Correct.
adapt for the future. But I think what is scary is
What
the
is-
people who are not the students of today's age, right? Of today's world. When they have other priorities in life, they are busy. Are they able to keep up as well?
And I think
scary.
the interesting part is you have to kind of notice
feel so
what are
sad.
some jobs, right, that can be completely automated.
Yours.
Because we already have. So I'm out of here. Thank you.
Goodbye. I'll see you next time. Yeah,
Right. So okay, I just want to say, like, there are some dying trades and there are some industries.
Yes.
Sunset industry.
Yes.
Please do not mention my industry again. Okay. Anyway, I just want to say
You
that
say yourself.
there are some
But
jobs,
it's a
right?
natural cycle of things,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
So there are some jobs that will be, left out eventually. And I think it's about learning how we can use AI to help us maybe create new job openings in a different realm, in a different field.
Yeah.
Maybe not the exact same
Isn't
thing.
that what I
You want to
say?
sit on this side?
Yes.
Sorry?
You want to sit on this side?
Wait, no.
Come, I got no.
No, he's like using confusion. Hold on. No, I'm saying that.
Yeah, yeah. We're all just robots. Okay, yes.
All right. Maybe to
Okay,
wrap up.
Yes, to
Yep,
wrap up.
okay.
Okay.
I think to wrap up, everyone had really good points, especially so about how we're going to adapt to AI, because we all agree it's inevitable.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
going to come.
Yeah.
It's more about what we're going to do about it. Yeah, so I guess it was a great discussion. If you have any points and you want to make any arguments yourself, feel free to drop them in the comments below.
Correct.
Let us know.
I do want to add on something, okay?
Go,
For my
say.
job's sake, right? I just want to say that. Whatever I say today is for argument's sake, lah. And also, I believe that, you can't replace the human touch of a radio DJ. Okay? The personality is there, the soul. You need someone with warmth to talk to you.
Is it you're asking your company
My
to
boss
keep
could
you,
be watching this, like,
to
come on,
keep you-
guys. Like, yeah.
You love your job.
Yes, of course.
All right.
Okay, that's all that matters.
Trust you. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments down below, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys again next time.
Bye.